In the vast expanse of the Whispering Woods, where the sunlight filtered through the dense canopy in golden streams, there lived a bear named Bramble and a deer named Delilah. Bramble was a magnificent creature, his thick fur a tapestry of deep browns and blacks, his eyes sharp but kind. Delilah, on the other hand, was a graceful doe, her coat a warm, tawny hue, and her movements as fluid as the streams that wound their way through the forest. Bramble and Delilah had known each other since they were cubs and fawns, respectively. Their friendship had blossomed over the years, a rare bond in the animal kingdom where predator and prey usually kept their distance. They had spent countless hours exploring the forest, sharing stories, and basking in the serene beauty of their home. One crisp autumn morning, as the leaves were beginning to turn brilliant shades of red and gold, Bramble and Delilah met at their favorite spot by the crystal lake. The water was so clear that it mirrored the sky and the surrounding trees perfectly, creating a stunning panorama that always left them in awe. "Bramble," Delilah began, her voice tinged with excitement, "have you heard about the ancient legend of the Hidden Grove?" Bramble tilted his head, his curiosity piqued. "I've heard whispers, but I don't know much about it." "Tell me more." Delilah's eyes sparkled with enthusiasm. "They say it's a magical place, hidden deep within the heart of the forest. It's said to be a sanctuary where time stands still, and any creature who finds it is granted one wish." Bramble's interest was now fully engaged. "A wish, you say? That sounds like a grand adventure. How do we find this hidden grove?" Delilah smiled, her excitement contagious. "There's an old oak tree near the edge of the Whispering Woods, said to be the key to finding the grove. We must start our journey there." And so, Bramble and Delilah set off on their quest. The journey to the old oak tree was long and arduous, but their determination and the promise of a wish kept them going. They navigated through dense thickets, crossed babbling brooks, and climbed steep hills. Along the way, they encountered other forest creatures who shared stories and offered guidance, each adding a piece to the puzzle of the hidden grove. After days of travel, they finally reached the old oak tree. Its massive trunk was gnarled and ancient, its branches stretching out like welcoming arms. At its base, they found an inscription carved into the bark, partially obscured by moss. Delilah carefully brushed the moss aside to reveal the words, "To find the grove, seek the three signs, the singing stone, the whispering wind, and the dancing light." Bramble and Delilah exchanged determined glances. They knew their journey was far from over, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Their first task was to find the singing stone. The inscription hinted that it was located near the waterfall known as the Silver Cascade, where the water's song could be heard for miles. They set off in that direction, their path taking them deeper into the heart of the forest. As they approached the Silver Cascade, the sound of rushing water grew louder, filling the air with a melodic symphony. The waterfall was a breathtaking sight, its waters cascading down a series of rocky ledges, creating a misty veil that shimmered in the sunlight. Among the rocks at the base of the waterfall, they found a large stone, smooth and round, with an unusual hollow in its center. Delilah stepped forward, her ears perked up to listen closely. "This must be the singing stone," she said. "Listen to the way the water echoes through it." Sure enough, as the water splashed into the hollow, it produced a melodious, almost ethereal sound, as if the stone itself was singing. Bramble and Delilah knew they had found the first sign. Their next challenge was to find the whispering wind. According to the legend, it could be heard in the Valley of Echoes, a secluded area known for its peculiar acoustics. The valley was a day's journey from the waterfall, and the path was fraught with obstacles. As they made their way to the Valley of Echoes, they encountered thick underbrush that seemed almost impassable. Bramble used his powerful claws to clear a path, while Delilah nimbly leapt over fallen logs and rocky outcrops. Their teamwork and camaraderie carried them through the toughest stretches, and by dusk, they reached the entrance to the valley. The Valley of Echoes was a serene and eerie place. Tall cliffs surrounded it, and every sound seemed to reverberate endlessly, creating a symphony of whispers. Bramble and Delilah listened intently, trying to discern the whispering wind among the cacophony of echoes. Hours passed as they searched, their ears straining to catch the elusive sound. Just as they were about to lose hope, a gentle breeze rustled through the valley, carrying with it a soft, whispering voice. It was faint but unmistakable, a melodic whisper that seemed to beckon them forward. "This is it," Bramble whispered. The whispering whined, "With 2 signs found, they had one last task, to locate the dancing light." The inscription mentioned that it could be seen at twilight in the Meadow of Stars, a place known for its bioluminescent plants that glowed like stars in the evening. The Meadow of Stars was on the other side of the forest, a journey that would take them through unfamiliar terrain. As they traveled, the forest around them changed, becoming denser and darker. The air grew cooler, and the canopy above thickened, blocking out much of the sunlight. Despite the challenges, Bramble and Delilah pressed on. They followed animal trails, navigated through dense thickets, and crossed several streams. The journey was exhausting, but their determination never wavered. They reached the Meadow of Stars just as the sun was beginning to set. The meadow was a breathtaking sight. As the last rays of sunlight faded, the bioluminescent plants began to glow, casting a soft, ethereal light across the meadow. It was as if the ground itself was covered in a blanket of stars, twinkling gently in the twilight. In the center of the meadow, they saw a cluster of flowers that glowed brighter than the rest, their light shifting and dancing in a mesmerizing pattern. Bramble and Delilah approached cautiously, their eyes wide with wonder. "This must be the dancing light," Delilah whispered, her voice filled with awe. As they stood in the meadow, bathed in the soft glow of the bioluminescent plants, they felt a sense of peace and fulfillment. They had found the 3 signs: the singing stone, the whispering wind, and the dancing light. Suddenly, a warm, golden light enveloped them, and a gentle voice spoke, seemingly from everywhere and nowhere at once. "You have found the hidden grove." Bramble and Delilah looked around in amazement as the meadow transformed. The bioluminescent plants grew brighter, their light blending together to create a shimmering portal. They stepped through the portal and found themselves in a place unlike any they had ever seen. The hidden grove was a magical sanctuary, filled with vibrant, otherworldly plants and creatures. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers, and the sound of a gentle, melodic breeze rustling through the leaves. In the center of the grove stood a majestic tree, its branches reaching high into the sky, covered in sparkling, golden leaves. The voice spoke again, "You have shown great courage, determination, and friendship. As promised, you are each granted one wish." Bramble and Delilah exchanged looks of wonder and gratitude. They had come so far and faced many challenges together. Now they had the opportunity to make their deepest wishes come true. Delilah stepped forward first, her eyes filled with hope. "I wish for the Whispering Woods to always be a safe and peaceful place for all its inhabitants." The golden tree glowed brighter for a moment, and the voice responded, "Your wish is granted. The Whispering Woods will remain a sanctuary, protected and serene." Bramble then stepped forward, his heart full of gratitude for the journey and the friendship he had shared with Delilah. "I wish for the bond between us to remain strong, and for us to always be there for each other, no matter what." The tree glowed even brighter, and the voice responded, "Your wish is granted. Your friendship will endure, and you will always find strength in each other." With their wishes granted, Bramble and Delilah felt a sense of deep fulfillment and joy. They knew that their journey had not only brought them to the hidden grove, but had also strengthened their bond and their love for their home. As they left the hidden grove and made their way back to the Whispering Woods, they marveled at the beauty of the forest that they had always known, but now saw with new eyes. The trees seemed taller, the flowers more vibrant, and the air filled with a sense of magic and wonder. Bramble and Delilah returned to their favorite spot by the crystal lake, where their journey had begun. They sat together, watching the sun set over the water, its reflection creating a tapestry of colors that mirrored their own journey. "Bramble," Delilah said softly, "I'm so grateful we did this together." Bramble smiled, his eyes reflecting the colors of the sunset. "Me too, Delilah. Our journey has shown me that with courage, determination,